Bayern fans surely still remember this moment, right? On one of the rare occasions that Alphonso Davies struck the ball with his right foot, no one expected it to be hit with such power, and that leap, those punches into the air, it truly ignited an explosion of motion. But if you remember it that vividly, then you must also feel the sadness of Joselu's brace that day, etched just as deeply. What if a lifetime never shines brightly? That question certainly isn't meant for him, because on that night, the number 14 sparkled like a star, helping Real complete a last-gasp comeback. That was the most recent memorable moment in the semi-finals of the 2023 to 2024 season. We bring it back as these two giants meet once again, this time in the Champions League quarter-finals this season. In a recent forum featuring respected writers from The Athletic, Oliver Kay frankly chose this as the most exciting matchup of the quarter-finals. Paul Balouse asserted that there is no debate when the most informed team in Europe faces the most successful club in the competition's history. Meanwhile, Amy Lawrence described it as a clash that delivers the full spectrum of classic football emotions. Looking at their journey so far, Bayern have been more convincing. They finished second in the league phase, just 3 points behind Arsenal. In the round of 16, they demolished the last remaining representative of Serie A, Atalanta, with an unbelievable aggregate score of 10-2, including a ruthless 6-1 victory away from home. That was the most recent memorable moment in the semi-finals of the 2023 to 2024 season. We bring it back as these two giants face each other once again, this time in the Champions League quarter-finals this season. In a recent forum featuring respected writers from The Athletic, Oliver Kay openly picked this as the most exciting matchup of the quarter-finals.
Paul Balouse insisted there is no debate when the most informed team in Europe faces the most successful club in the competition's history. Meanwhile, Amy Lawrence described it as a clash that delivers the full spectrum of classic football emotions.
What about Real? They stumbled unexpectedly in the final round of the league phase, as a once-in-a-lifetime goal from Anatoly Trubin of Benfica pushed them out of the top 8 at the last moment. They then had to work hard to punish the Eagles in the playoff, before overcoming Manchester City, relying on a highly unexpected individual masterclass from Federico Valverde in the first leg. The contrast in form may be clear, but those with concerns ahead of the quarter-finals are actually Bayern. With Real Madrid, there is always a truth. The higher the level, the better they play, said Vincent Kompany. Real are a giant club. When the crucial moments arrive, they are almost always there, said Max Ebel, sporting director of Die Roten. Why are they so cautious? Or more precisely, why is Real Madrid always the opponent that causes Bayern Munich the most difficulty? First, let's look back at the struggles. The pain of that comeback defeat at the Bernabeu 2 years ago was not an isolated case. Before that, in the 2017 to 2018 semi-finals, Bayern suffered a 1-2 loss at home. In the return leg, despite their determination, they could only manage a 2-2 draw, left to watch Real Madrid go through. Going further back, to the 2016 to 2017 quarter-finals, they also fell 1-2 in the first leg. Although Vidal opened the scoring, Ronaldo scored a brace to give his side the advantage right at the Allianz Arena.
Back at the Bernabeu, Los Blancos defeated Die Roten 4-2 in an attacking spectacle. Ramos scored an own goal that day, but Ronaldo made amends for his teammate with a hat-trick. Going even further back, in the 2013 to 2014 semi-finals, Real Madrid edged the first leg with a narrow win, thanks to a goal from Karim Benzema. And in the return leg, they went even further, cruising to a dominant 4-0 victory away from home, powered by 2 braces from Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Ramos. We have to go all the way back to the 2011 to 2012 semi-finals to find Bayern's most recent overall victory against Real Madrid in a knockout tie. Back then, Bayern Munich won 2-1 in the first leg, before Real responded with the same scoreline in the return leg. Die Roten advanced after a penalty shootout, as Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká and Sergio Ramos all missed. For Bayern, only Toni Kroos and Philipp Lahm were denied. Thus, since 2014, whenever they have faced Real Madrid in the knockout stages, Bayern Munich have ended up in heartbreak. The exact reasons behind this pattern are, of course, best understood by those directly involved. But it's widely acknowledged that Real seem to possess an almost intangible power in this competition, while a massive psychological barrier often causes the German side to make costly mistakes at decisive moments. The Royal Club always know how to exploit their opponents' mental weaknesses to the fullest. They maintain an almost chilling composure, waiting patiently for their prey to reveal even the slightest flaw before delivering the decisive blow. The history of the European Cup and the Champions League records this fixture as the most frequently played matchup. The upcoming quarter-final ties will add the 29th and 30th meetings to a record that dates back to 1976. Few people know that, for decades, those in Madrid once regarded the Bavarian side as a true nemesis, as Bayern Munich had won 9 of the first 13 encounters. It was a period of absolute psychological dominance. However, since the second leg of the 2011-12 semi-finals, the script has flipped 180 degrees. Across the last 9 meetings, Real Madrid have remained unbeaten against the Bavarian giants. 9 matches have passed, and Bayern Munich have tried everything, changing managers, recruiting a host of stars, yet the outcome has always been the same: heads and hands, filled with regret. Bayern Munich enter this year's quarterfinals as the favorites based on form. But in this competition, does being the favorite really carry any practical meaning? Let's take a closer look at how Bayern Munich reached the quarterfinals. Their playing style clearly bears the hallmark of the German giants' familiar dominance. Their opponent, Atalanta, had made a strong impression by defeating Borussia Dortmund in the previous round, and also possessed an impressive resume of standout performances against Europe's elite. But Bayern simply gave them no room to breathe. They surged forward and suffocated the Serie A side from the very first minutes. In the first leg in Bergamo, it took Bayern just 25 minutes to race into a 3-0 lead. The final aggregate score of 10-2 stands as undeniable proof of their devastating attacking firepower. Bayern's strength at the moment lies in their balance. Michael Olise and Luis Diaz have been in explosive form, contributing 3 goals and 3 assists combined across the 2 legs against Atalanta. In total, as many as 10 different Bayern players have been directly involved in goals. Meanwhile, Harry Kane also proved his value in the return leg, with moments of top-class quality. According to ESPN, the statistics suggest that Bayern Munich are on course to reach 88 points in the Bundesliga. If achieved, it would be their highest tally since the 2015-2016 season, the final year Pep Guardiola was in charge at the Allianz Arena. Since the beginning of February, Bayern have scored 31 goals in 9 matches while conceding just 9. In the Champions League, Bayern Munich lead the competition in expected goals, averaging 2.9 per match, while also ranking 3rd defensively, conceding just 1 goal per game on average. Their midfield operates like a perfectly calibrated machine, producing an average of 72.1 progressive passes per match, the highest in the tournament. Joshua Kimmich delivers 13.4 progressive passes per 90 minutes, while his teammate Alexander Pavlovic contributes 12.3 similar passes. At this point, they stand as the competition's leading distributors. But look at Real Madrid. They have just handed Manchester City a crushing defeat with a 5-1 aggregate score. Los Blancos rarely find themselves cast as underdogs, but whenever they are placed in that position, they tend to maximize their resilience, just as mentioned earlier. Real Madrid are going through an unpredictable and turbulent season, yet amid some disappointing results, they still know how to produce explosive moments. They scored 6 goals against AS Monaco and 5 against Real Betis back in January, and controlled nearly 180 minutes against Manchester City, executing their counterattacks brilliantly. Real Madrid's inconsistent form, their defensive fragility, or even the injury to star Kylian Mbappe, did not affect their performance against Manchester City. Regardless of how up and down their domestic season may be, once the bright lights of the Champions League shine, they return to playing in the true style of Europe's most successful club. Real Madrid know how to bring opponents to their knees through sheer resilience and an exceptional ability to seize key moments. Bayern Munich may dominate possession, control the metrics, and produce dozens of progressive passes, but Real Madrid need only a single small mistake, a brief lapse in defensive concentration, or a moment of hesitation from the goalkeeper to deliver a decisive, lethal blow. That is why Bayern Munich, despite averaging 2.9 goals per match and scoring 31 times since February, still maintain an extremely cautious tone in their statements. Die Roten seek structure, discipline, and control of the game. Real Madrid, on the other hand, thrive on exploiting chaos, moments of individual brilliance, and an unbreakable steel mentality. Their dangerous resilience when under pressure will continue to place psychological strain on the players of Vincent Kompany. 9 consecutive knockout matches without a win against a single opponent create an invisible wall. When the whistle blows for the upcoming first leg of the quarter-finals, Bayern Munich will not only be facing the 11 players on the pitch, they will also be facing history, the weight of those white shirts, and the ghost of past defeats. Joshua Kimmich may deliver chance-creating passes, Harry Kane may finish clinically, but in the 89th minute, will they keep their composure if a white shirt charges straight toward goal? Steven Gerrard, now working as a pundit, offered his prediction. If Real Madrid reach their best form, they will overcome Bayern Munich. However, the former midfielder also acknowledged that Vincent Kompany's side may still have more to give, thanks to a fully fit squad, a flying Harry Kane, and far better preparation compared to 4 or 5 years ago. The psychological battle will be the key factor in deciding who advances. Bayern Munich have the firepower, Real Madrid have the mentality. Fans are about to witness a fiery collision between a smoothly operated collective force and star quality capable of deciding a match in an instant.
Let's wait and see whether the wheel of history continues along its familiar path, or if a new chapter will be written. The Champions League quarter-finals are set to host the 29th and 30th clashes between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, where every statistic could be burned away by the heat of Santiago Bernabeu Stadium and Allianz Arena.